And we're live! Hello, Dragonlings! Welcome to my channel. For those who don't know, my name is Skye. I write urban fantasy under the name SD Haggis. And let me mute myself while my guest introduces herself.
Hello, I'm Amy Nobody. I am a freelance SEO consultant, certified as of like a week ago. Woo! And I am working on my first fiction book, and that's why I've been joining Skye for the live stream for the last couple of months. And I don't have a website or social media or anything to share because I don't use it. I'm just here for moral support and working on my goals.
Yay!
So.
And today we're going to be doing some writing sprints. This is going to be a weekly live stream at 1 o'clock Eastern Time every what day is it? Tuesday? Yeah, every Tuesday.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
There is a live stream schedule down in the description below with a bunch of different people's channels and their video scheduling. I'm going to try to include that on all my videos for the time being. Yes. Yes, it is out there. I was making sure it was on there. So, yeah. I don't really have much else to talk about.
What are you going to be working on today?
Yeah, that's the next thing. I am working on Damned and Deadly again. I have, according to my computer, I have 6,914 more words to go before I finish this project. And my goal is to finish it by the end of the week.
I should probably stop Amazon shopping and open my document. That would be a smart thing to do.
It might be, yeah. Where did my phone go? Did I put it in my pocket? I really didn't put it in my pocket. Okay.
I am still working on my first rough draft, just plugging away at it until I get done.
Whenever that is. Someday in the future.
Someday. I mean, I'm pretty confident I can get it done this year. But considering it's March, that's a 9-month window for me to accomplish this thing. So we'll see.
Okay, let's see. Okay, that's how I changed the project. All right, so we're going to be using the productivity, what is this app called? Productivity Challenge Timer. One of these days I'll actually include a link to that. Oh, God. It has a fox. It was just thrown at me. My husband's in the living room playing video game. For those who are video gamers, he's playing Anthem. He's playing Anthem and loving it. So, if you wanted to know that, that's a thing. So we're gonna be doing 15-minute sprints. Let me know when you got your document open, and that's when we can start. Being a brat.
It is. That's what I get for not paying attention.
See, all my stuff's open because I had every intention last night, since I was not home all day yesterday. We have finally started. My husband is off this week because it's the transition week between his job prior to his new job. So our goal, and it was one of the main goals I talked about in the live stream last Friday, that we're treating the house for bed bugs. So we started that process yesterday. My house is a disaster zone. Shush up, you. I am a persistent slacker.
It's hateful.
It is hateful. It says I'm not working. Why aren't you working? Because she's still opening her document. And it's not 110 yet. You can deal. But so we started the process of cleaning our house up yesterday, but we had to go out and get some stuff prior to. And yeah, so we're in the process of doing that. I don't remember where I was going with that comment. Oh, my plan was to come back home and watch Dana's stream last night and do some writing, except for off and on the past 2 weeks. Every once in a while, I've just had random headaches pop up, and then they won't go away with medicine like they usually do. So I went to bed instead. And I didn't do any writing.
That's the only answer.
And
Today is done. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, that's literally what happened. I was in bed at 8 o'clock. I'm never in bed at 8 o'clock.
What? You sound like me.
I'm never. You'll feel better if you start working right now. No, I won't. No, I won't.
Look, it's open and now it's not responding. Look at this. Look at this mess.
It doesn't like you today.
It's not. It's my own fault. That's what I get for not paying attention. But damn it.
But so yeah, I didn't do any writing yesterday, so I have until the end of the week to write almost 7,000 words.
That's not too bad. Today's only Tuesday.
Yeah,
it's just a little over 2,000 words a day.
Yeah, I think I got this. And as long as the headache doesn't return, I'll be able to do
Come
some writing
on.
sprints tonight too. So, and then tomorrow is Dana's stream at 11 a.m., which I'm hoping to join, and then my stream tomorrow night at 11 p.m. So, I think I can get it done this week. That's my goal.
Down, toddle. There we go. Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, so we have 1 minute before we start. So
you're using Scrivener right now?
using Scrivener.
And that hateful app.
The hateful app, you're slacking off. Hit that start button.
Damn.
Oh, so mean. Such a mean app.
I wouldn't be able to handle it. As I mentioned previously, I don't let my phone talk shit to me.
The only thing that's allowed.
I burn through them so quickly, I ain't going to take your shit. I'm going to accidentally drop you in the stream or the gravel or the grain bucket. You better watch yourself.
All right, my phone says it's 1:10, so we're going to start working now.
Oh, I didn't get my papers out. Damn it. This is your fault. You got me distracted looking at stuff on Amazon. Okay, I think I know where I am. Focus.
Hi, Nicole.
Hello, I made it late again. I cannot seem to get to this thing on time for the life of me.
That's okay. We're 11 minutes into, we got 11 minutes left on this sprint, so feel free.
Oh,
Good.
okay. Good, because I need to get words in. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good girl.
All right, and now it's time. Oops. Take a break. Gonna take a 5-minute break. Everyone can talk about how well they did.
I got 211.
Woo!
Woo. Although most of those words were me transcribing out of what I wrote in a notebook. So
You also joined late,
I did, yes.
so that's your excuse and you're sticking to it.
Yes, it is.
I did 390 words. Oh, exactly. Ah, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
very
And I finished this chapter, so I get to start a new chapter.
Even better.
Ooh, that's always exciting.
I got 433.
433? Okay.
Oh man, she's still killing it. Man,
She is.
I'm still on that same scene though. I haven't worked on it since the other day when I did this fronts with you guys, so I'm just picking up where I left off.
Oh, okay.
All right, and Nichole, if you want to introduce yourselves real quick.
Oh, yeah, sure. My name is Nichole Wolf. I'm a paranormal romance author. I have 2 books published on Amazon right now. You can find the links for those on my website at NicholeWolf.com.
And I have your link listed below for, I believe it's actually for your channel, but your channel has all your site links because
Yeah,
I have grabbed them.
Yeah, my channel has my links too, so
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah, I just have everyone's channels listed below in alphabetical order, actually, based on live stream schedule.
Oh my.
Oh,
You getting on professional.
me. I know what I'm doing.
All right.
Oh goodness, Dana is researching medieval torture devices.
Oh, that's always fun.
That
Humans
is-
are cruel. Yes, I agree. We have always been dastardly bastards.
Now we have.
yes, we have. See, if I do that while I'm drafting, I will completely stop drafting and just plummet down the research rabbit hole.
Research is
I
meant to be done.
can never dig myself back out of it then.
Yeah.
I do research before and I do research after for that reason.
Mm-hmm. That's how
Something
I
I
do.
know I want to include in the story, I'll research before I start writing.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, I'm not
something
saying like
similar.
during the first draft. Obviously, I'm going to get like ideas like, ooh, I should add this or ooh, but I need to research it.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't actually go research it. I'll just keep like a note, like notes where it has like research notes, and then I'll just like add a bullet point for everything that I need to research when I'm done first drafting.
Yep. I love that about Scrivener. It has a on the right hand side of Scrivener, it has a little notes section. That's usually where I put research this.
Yep, exactly. I'll just plug all my research right in there, and then I actually have like a note thing where I just add what I need to research. And then a lot of times it's just like dragging and dropping web pages into Scrivener. I love Scrivener for that.
Yep. I haven't done that yet. Mostly because I'm still working on first drafts of everything and I haven't had to research much. Or like the type of research I have to do for one of the things I have to do is research a specific cemetery actually. And I'm going to take a field trip to this cemetery because it's like an hour from my house.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should try and plan more of those because there's actually a lot of history in my state in Pennsylvania. So I should
Pennsylvania's loaded with stuff.
Oh yeah.
put that in there somewhere. Just so I have an excuse for research trips.
I tell people I need to go to a cemetery. They're like, why? And I'm like, research purposes.
Exactly. Everything's for research. You could plan a vacation to the Bahamas and still call it research.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't, but you could.
I would just be like, I'm going to be writing a book about the Bahamas, set in the Bahamas, in like 5 years. And I might as well do the research now while I'm going.
My monsters live in the Bahamas.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, right? Transylvania 3 was set on a cruise ship. I've got to take a cruise ship.
So you got to take a cruise ship. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's see.
I want an adult version of that movie. I thought that was such a clever idea. I'm like, monsters taking a cruise. This would be hilarious if this was an adult movie.
I love it. Yes. Dana said her whole next scene came to her when they were killing her nerves, which just sounds like a whole lot of suck. Ugh, no. Good not doing it. Fine, we'll start working in just a second. And then she suggested going to Valley Forge.
Where's Valley Forge?
I don't remember. I've heard of it. I don't remember where it is.
Too, but I can't remember what state it's in. Virginia? Or Carolinas? I'm not. I know it's on the East Coast. I think.
Oh, it's in Pennsylvania.
I was about to say, if she suggested it, maybe it's Pennsylvania.
It's in Pennsylvania. No, wait.
No, really? I
Captured the American capital of Philadelphia. Valley Forge.
I feel like I need to go research.
Of course, everything I'm pulling up is about the battle of.
Oh, it is in PA, King of Prussia. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Cool.
Well,
see, now you have another research trip to take.
Yeah, me and my husband are taking a weekend down in Gettysburg for our anniversary at the end of the month. So I will definitely be doing some research, we'll call it. Because we're going to be visiting all of like the old Civil War places and stuff. So, and there's a lot of like you could take ghost story tours and stuff in Gettysburg. So, yeah, I totally plan on doing that. And I'm sure something will inspire me to put it in a book somewhere.
Somewhere.
Somewhere. It'll end up somewhere.
All right. Are we ready to do another sprint?
Yes. I need to add words really bad.
All right. We're going to start now.
Okay.
15 minutes.
All right. Really, Lucy? Really? Just really? You're a little in the way. Yes, love.
It shall not work, Mom.
Lucy. Come on. That is the worst place you could decide to sit. You have a whole couch. You gotta stay off my keyboard, cat. You're not gonna let me get any words written, are you? Nope.
It's time. I'll finish this sentence.
I got 221 that time with my cat stopping me from getting to the keyboard.
Your cat was definitely not making it easy for you.
It was not. She was not. She was very determined. She's like, you are petting me. I don't care where your hands are.
I got 429.
Whew.
How'd everyone else do? Amy's over here doing math.
It looks like I got 434. I'll have to calculate them late, but I think I got 434. Yep, 434.
She can do math in her head. I'm not that special.
Mm-mm. I found a faster way to math. I just highlight the section that I just wrote and have the word count do it for me.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to do that. Does Scrivener not do it?
I don't know if Scrivener does it. I'm in Google Docs right now.
Okay.
I outline in Scrivener, but I do my first drafts in Google Docs because I'm moving around so much from place to place. Like I'll do it in my office sometimes, and then sometimes I'll be like in another area of the house, or I'll be at a coffee shop or something. So I need to be able to access my document from a lot of different devices.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Google Docs is just the best place to do it because I can't put Scrivener on my laptop because it doesn't support it.
Gotcha.
I've been thinking about getting that Dropbox
Mm-hmm.
for exactly that. It's just storage, but I can access anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well get that Office 365 thing, which is what we debated earlier this year when we were talking about bullet journals and all that stuff. So I ended up not having to buy Office 365 when I got this. So it worked out where I didn't have to get it, but it's still one of my, if I could, I would things.
I'm going to be getting Office 365.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than Vellum right now.
Well,
And I need something to format books.
I feel like Google Docs works well for my first drafts anyway, because I usually tend to write my first drafts in chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of just start at the beginning and just keep going. So I don't feel like I need the way that Scrivener, you can move things around, or you can put it, you know, where you're writing this scene in that block. I don't really need that. I can kind of just go down, and then after I'm done, I can plug all my scenes where they belong in Scrivener, and then during my revisions process, I'll move the scenes around if I need to.
That works. If you've got your outline, you know, it helps with the whole flow thing. You can actually start at the beginning and go. I've learned that. It took me a little while to learn that lesson.
Oh yeah. Well, I've always been an outliner because it's hard for me to write a beginning if I don't know what the ending is.
I've done a lot of expository writing, which is, you know, information basically.
Oh.
And I don't need an outline for that. I'm really good at that. Just read it, let it ruminate around in my brain, and then spit it back out.
Yeah.
So when it comes to fiction, something that is entirely made up in my brain, there's no like natural order that the information came in. It's something that I've struggled with. I'm still learning.
Okay.
Not good at this at all. I needed this whole. It took me like 2 years to write my outline. I didn't sit down and take it serious, but for like the last 6 months of that 2 years. But it took me a good 2 years to write my outline. But Skye calls my outline technically my first rough draft because it's very thorough.
Oh, okay. So are you talking about your fiction outlines, or you're talking about your nonfiction outlines?
Fiction. For this project.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you're a very heavy outliner then.
Yeah.
Okay.
She did more outlining on this fiction project than I even had to do for research papers in school.
Well, that makes sense depending on what kind of book she's writing. If it has a lot of things that interconnect, like she needs to foreshadow or things like that. I definitely think that an outline helps with that stuff.
Yeah, that is actually what you just pointed out is exactly why I did it and why it took so long. It's because my story has kind of like a limited community, and that community knows what's up, but they're trying to pretend like they don't. So there's a lot of, like you bump into this person here and you think it's just a casual conversation until you realize, somebody got pickpocketed, and it's 3/4 of the way through the book until you see that watch again. And then you're like, oh my God, that person was in the beginning of the book. That happened like on the third scene.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. That is exactly why, because I knew I wanted to have heavy foreshadowing.
Yeah.
So you really get this paranoid feeling as you're reading it. Like everybody knows what's going on except my main characters. And
right, yeah. Well, then, I mean, you're definitely going to need a more detailed outline when you need to put all of those little details at certain points in the book in order for the whole plot to make sense.
Yeah, that's the conclusion I came to as I was struggling through it also.
Yeah, because if you didn't do it that way, you would just basically write your first draft, and then you would basically have to like rewrite the whole first draft again with all that.
Exactly.
Imagine. Dana was still researching torture things, and she learned that the brazen wolves were
having a little too much fun with that research right now.
I think she is.
Is that the one? It's the giant metal bull, and they
the
basically cook people inside it?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's like being steamed alive. Yeah, sort of. I've been replying sarcastically to her comments in the chat. But now it looks like we have to sprint. You guys ready?
Yep. I just heard the whistle. Okay.
Let's do another sprint. Don't lose momentum.
All
Starting now.
Let's see.
And that's time. How'd everyone do? All the words. All the words.
I got 41 that time.
41?
41, yeah. That seems to be like my pace is somewhere in the 200 word range.
Mm-hmm. it gets easier as you go along. Writing sprints definitely help me increase my writing speed.
Yeah, I think that'll happen the longer I do these.
Yeah, because I got 556 this time, and each sprint has steadily gotten a little better.
455.
See? But I've been doing sprints since... When did I start doing sprints? I want to say either last April or last July.
You were doing it before NaNoWriMo, so April at least.
Yeah. I was doing them, I just wasn't doing them as consistently.
Well, I think one of the reasons I'm a little slower is because my first drafts are very dialogue heavy. And so, and I do not outline what the conversation is really going to be. So I almost have to think about each person's response to whatever the last person said. So it's like more, I have to go through more of a thought process as I'm drafting those dialogue scenes.
And that's very time consuming to actually immerse yourself in a conversation like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when I find that the ones that are like more informational, or, you know, where they're kind of, I know that there's a piece of information that needs to happen in this conversation, and finding a natural way to slip it in somehow. Those are usually the dialogue scenes that are the hardest for me to write. The dialogue scenes where it's pretty much just them bantering back and forth, saying snarky things to each other, those are super easy for me to write.
See, snarky dialogue, I can say it in real life like this. I can give a comeback. Maybe not a pun, or maybe not a pun, but if you say something smart to me, I can respond right back. But when I'm writing dialogue, fuck that shit. I have to think about that. I'm like,
no, mine it comes real fast if I know that in this particular book, my main female character is very sarcastic and snarky. And then the main male character is like a more serious type, so he doesn't come up with those comebacks, but she's constantly coming up with those kind of things to like everything that he's saying. But those comments kind of come to me so naturally because I know, like, I'm like, yeah, she'd totally say that right now. And then I just kind of throw it in there. Like, as soon as I have his dialogue in, I can automatically know what snarky comment she would say back. It's when she's not being snarky that I'm like, what would she say right now? Because she wouldn't say something snarky.
I'm not very funny in real life, and I don't feel like I'm very funny in my writing either. So if I try to write a character who's like, you know, funny, I really can't do it. And every once in a while, you know, you need that funny guy to like break the ice and that kind of stuff. So I really, really struggle whenever that comes up because I just can't do it. Fast, slow, it don't matter.
I'm pretty good at the sarcasm. I got the sarcasm down. But I've been reading books with characters like that for a really long time.
You would think I would have an easier time of it because of the fact that I do the same thing where I read a whole bunch of books with snarky characters, but nah.
I haven't read very much fiction for like the last 5 or 6 or 7 years. It's been a while since I've really read fiction on a regular basis. You know, I'll read something that if it caught my eye or somebody was like, read it, I'll read it. But
yeah,
for the most part, I still read, you know, just mostly expository stuff, just information, you know, textbooks. I read textbooks if I can find any that are new enough and I get my hands on them because I like knowing stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help me when I've got to write snarky characters.
Nope.
I think that'll help you in like your world building about settings and stuff like that. But yeah, like coming up with characters and personalities, that's really not something you can learn from a textbook. You kind of got to read fiction or just write a lot.
Yeah, I cheated a little bit when I set up my characters. I actually set up my characters as basically zodiac characters. You know, like I wrote down all the qualities of a Sagittarius, and my other main character I think is a Virgo.
Right.
And I wrote
Right.
down qualities of, you know, like things that they value. Like if they came into a situation, you know, a Sagittarius is somebody who is really quick and usually a little bit lucky and very friendly. So that might be the first one to talk. I actually cheated a little bit, and each one of my characters is just a zodiac sign, basically.
That's,
And
well, I mean, that's,
I tried to.
I think
Huh?
that's a valid way to come up with a character. I mean, people
Yeah.
use character sheets all the time.
Yeah, it gave me a really rounded out character.
Yeah.
You know, it's not one that I made up really, but it really rounded out personality. There we go. It gave me a really rounded out personality because I have those Hazel Dixon Cooper Born on a Rotten Day, Work on a Rotten Day, Friends on a Rotten Day books. And so I just wrote down the best parts from each one for each one of my zodiac signs and kind of like fleshed out my personality. So I know the personalities well enough to be like, okay, well, you know, this character comes off as a know-it-all, but it's really just because it's a very factual character who wants to, you know, get rid of all the information quick, back, forth, info.
Right.
But the other character's a little spacey, or, you know, they don't pay attention that much. So
Okay.
I figured out, you know, like my flow of my conversations. Like I know what main point this character will naturally point out in this conversation. But then when it comes to actually writing out the dialogue, I still struggle. I feel like everybody has the same tone in their voice, even if they're talking about different things.
Oh,
So,
I see what you mean.
yeah.
For me, I know when I'm writing, because like I said, I do have a lot of dialogue in my books, and usually the best way for me to kind of keep them straight is to give one of them like some kind of quirky word that they use a lot, or well, like for Kayleen, I know that she has sarcastic remarks, and that's kind of like her thing. That's her go-to response, especially when, you know, she's in like defense mode or something. And then a lot of times, like the other characters, I'll like my main male character isn't like that. He's much more serious. But then I also made sure that he's a much older character because he's a vampire. So he's been around for like 300 years or so. So his speech is much more sophisticated than my main female character because she's only like 21.
Yeah.
And so I kind of try to make sure that as they're talking, you can kind of see that his speech level is more mature than hers.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of helps. Like, so even if I don't have who's speaking, you could just read the line and kind of know who's saying that line.
Yeah, that's good. Definitely helps a lot with the different speech patterns for changing up the tone. Like I'm saying, I think everything I do sounds monotone, but I don't do that. So that's good advice. I might have to try that next time I sit down to write some dialogue.
Woohoo.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of times for me when I'm writing my dialogue, it's basically like having like a real conversation between two people in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for me to imagine, you know, like I imagine a real person speaking in a very monotone, because nobody speaks that way.
Yeah.
So because I'm automatically kind of picturing the conversation and the movements in my head, the dialogue just kind of comes in a more natural way because I'm not just trying to think what would this character say. I'm actually like having the conversation with them in my head.
The closest the only thing I think I'm doing right so far is I make it a point to describe the different movements, because, you know, some people will make eye contact with you the entire time they talk.
Yeah.
And some people won't make eye contact with you until they're looking for your response to something that they've said. And I've got that going for my characters, and I think I do pretty good with that. Mm-hmm. You know, I know which one is going to look at you and give you all the information because they're like, you know, download now. Mm-hmm. And which one is just kind of like, yeah, I'm not really interested, but I'm in the room, so I might as well comment and then eventually, you know, look over. So I feel like I'm doing okay with that. I feel like I do okay with that, but all the words are all the same to me. It just might be me, you know, not hyper vigilant, hypercritical. Might be me being hypercritical. So we'll just have to see.
And that's something that you can definitely tweak in later drafts, where you know, after you kind of gone through the first draft and you really have their personalities down, and there's, like, I call them speech quirks down, like certain words that they might use, each character might use, repeat, you know, in a more repetitive way. Like mine, I know with some of them, some of my characters use nicknames a lot, you know, like endearing names, you know, like dear or darling or
yeah,
right. So one of my characters does that in like a very affectionate way, and then another, my villain does the same thing, but he uses endearments in like he's talking down to you way.
Yeah, my villain does that too. Everything sounds so calm and polite, but you just know you're being insulted and instructed, and you better get to snapping.
Yeah. Well, my villain likes to call my main character Princess.
One of those.
Yeah, because she's and like in her mind, she's like, I don't know, like, why stop calling me that? Like, I'm not. That's not what I am. Just because I'm the alpha's daughter does not make me a princess. Stop calling me that, asshole. And he's like, well, I tell you what, if you stop calling me asshole, I'll stop calling you princess. And then she's like, you know what? Never mind. I don't give a shit what you call me.
Asshole and princess, the perfect pair.
I like it.
Yeah.
My husband was desk darting back and forth between the kitchen trying to figure out what the heck he was doing. Alrighty. How did just out of curiosity, how did everyone do total? Because I'm always curious about individual writing scripts and then also totals.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta highlight.
Yeah, I got a math.
I don't need a math.
But not as fast.
I just have to pull up my writing history because I never know.
1,322.
I actually wrote more worse than you total. What? Mine says 1,375.
Nice.
I got 673.
Say that one more time.
673.
673. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's still pretty good considering it's just an hour's worth of writing.
Yeah.
Right, not even an hour, 45. Well, and I was late for this one, so like 35 minutes Friday.
Yeah. Meh.
Hi.
But, alrighty. That's actually not bad. I think Dana disappeared.
Oh,
I
no.
think she got sucked down into the research rabbit hole.
I think so, yeah. Still researching torture.
It's cold outside, Justin. My phone says it's only 37 degrees outside.
It's like close to freezing.
It is far.
Yeah, 37.
I think it's in the 20s here today.
I blame Phil.
But it's
Phil is
super
a liar.
sunny. It's like cold, and we just got snow. We got more snow. I'm so sick of snow, people. I'm so sick.
You can keep the snow. I don't want the snow. You can keep it.
Do you know how many snow days my child has had this year? Like, too many.
Yeah, no,
But anyway,
we haven't even had probably as many
yesterday.
days
And
of
now
snow as we've had snow days.
what?
Had any snow or sleet?
I don't think we've had any snow this
We
year
definitely
yet.
got sleet. I got a shit ton of
We had no snow.
What?
We had snow like once or twice a week all winter.
No, we haven't gotten any snow yet. We get
Everywhere around
sleet.
us got snow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Where do
Not
you
us.
live?
North Carolina.
Oh.
Vaguely central North Carolina.
We're like almost central
Almost.
North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay.
We are in the region of central North Carolina.
Yeah, see, I'm up in Pennsylvania, right where all of the snow has decided it wants to come this year.
It just wants to jump on you.
It
Yeah,
just
no,
wants to jump on us this year.
I hate the cold. I hate it. I hate it.
My husband.
I can't imagine living any higher up than I do now. I'm eyeballing like Mexico and Brazil. I'm like, oh man.
He and I try to live in that.
all for
I
that,
know,
man.
right? Bahamas?
I hate like sticky heat. I hate when it's sticky outside.
I would
And
rather
like,
be
You're
sweating
just sitting there in your own filth, and I hate it.
You're cray cray. I totally disagree. I would rather be sticky and covered in sweat than chilled at all. I hate
Not me. Not me. I'd rather just have to throw a blanket and a pair of slippers on.
it.
See, I just want it to be fall all year round.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'd rather it just
Yeah,
be
I
nice,
like it.
comfortable weather, but that never happens, and it seems to not matter where you live.
Yep. Right.
There's
I just want
nowhere
sweater
to
weather.
go where you could just get nice, comfortable weather all year.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then I'm moving to Montana where it snows for half the year and it's hot as balls the rest of the year. Go
Montana?
from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, Skye
There's no in
Really
between.
Skye and I have already been joking about it. I'm only visiting between the months of like May and August. That's it. I'm not even going up there in April because it snows in
It
April
snows.
sometimes up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yep, it snows in April.
You're pretty much on the same like degree as Montana, right? You're all the way up there. Pennsylvania up, or is that one of the states that's like right before
Pennsylvania-
that book that New York is on?
Pennsylvania is right next to New Jersey.
Okay.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's not quite as far north as Montana. Like Montana is more on like the New York, Vermont level in altitude. So we don't get quite that cold, but there are plenty of times that we have like this insane vortex that just like drops down right from Canada. And we're not
There's a reason they call them
super
northeasters
far,
and not
and
northwesters.
you get like, -5-degree weather, which is ridiculous. And then all the kids have off school because we're not prepared for that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that meme? And it's this guy, and it's just this like average looking white dude in like a North Face jacket or something. And he's like, I can't wait. It's the thermometer says like negative. It says like 8 degrees or something like that. And he jokes, I can't wait for double digits again. And then in the next one, it's like -10 or -11. And he's like, that's not what I meant. And he's got on a face mask and 2 hats and everything.
Yep. Well, actually, I know like in Alaska, if they get like a 50-60 degree day, they're swimming.
Yeah.
Like that's swimming temperature for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Nope.
all right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not like we get we don't get it that cold, but I can't imagine going swimming in 55-degree weather. I'm just saying, like.
And then there's my kids that were asking me yesterday if they could go swimming. Yesterday.
Yes.
When it was not much warmer than it is right now. It was like in the 40s. And they were like, can we go swimming?
Are you out
What?
That must mean that you guys have had an oddly cold winter.
No, it's just my kids. My kids are weird.
Yeah, North Carolina is all over the map every winter too.
Yeah. There's been days where it's been 70 degrees, and then the next day it'll drop down to -20.
Yeah.
They feel like it.
No, no joke. We did a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? We had like 67, and the next day was like 29 during the day.
Yeah, that happened up here too a couple times where we had like a really cold day, and then the next day it would be like almost spring weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really weird winter this year.
Yeah.
Really weird. But
And
then
I should be bundled up with lighting on those cold as balls days, but
With a cup of hot cocoa. Cup of cocoa. Really could use a cup of cocoa right now, actually.
It does
That
sound
sounds
fantastic.
delicious.
yeah, I have coffee. I'm still in coffee mode, people.
I don't drink coffee, so
I love coffee.
You know
but I
what?
have to
You know what? Before I had kids, I didn't drink coffee either. Just saying. Oh, you caffeinate in another way.
oh, I do. I didn't say I don't drink caffeine. I just said I don't drink coffee.
caffeine. Like I didn't drink anything caffeinated really until after I had kids.
You know, I've always been. I think I've been drinking Pepsi since I was 10.
Since you started drinking soda,
I
I'm
never
guessing.
liked that. I don't like the carbonation in soda. So when I was a kid, I wouldn't drink anything except for milk, juice, or water, because everything else. I mean, back then, if you wanted a drink that wasn't one of those things, soda was like your only other option.
Yeah.
And I didn't like soda, so I grew up on juice, milk, and water. And nowadays, if you want caffeine that's not caffeinated, it's pretty much coffee or tea And I've tried those Monsters, like those ones that aren't carbonated, like the tea one, like the iced tea ones or the lemonade ones. I mean, and they taste okay. It's just like they give me really bad side effects. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to all that caffeine, because I mean, obviously it's a lot more caffeine than coffee has.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what it is.
There's like chlorine and taurine.
It gives me like chest pain and like you get like heartburn almost is kind of how I feel. It's kind of
That's just a monster thing.
Yeah,
That's it being an energy drink.
I'm just gonna have to pass on that.
See, no wonder I don't drink energy drink, because I don't like that feeling.
We'll get your heart pumping. We'll get it pumping really good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then I have high blood pressure, and I'm just like, this is not a good feeling. This is scaring me. I don't need caffeine this bad.
I was gonna say, you shouldn't be drinking Monsters if you have high blood pressure.
Well, exactly.
I have high blood pressure.
I mean, I realized that when the day after I had a Monster drink, my heart felt like it was like pounding out of my chest. I was just like, this is not a good idea.
Regrets. So many regrets. It's just regrets.
That's when I was like, don't ever buy me a Monster drink again. I can't.
It smells really good, and I haven't had breakfast. I
It does.
I just had lunch. In fact, I'm still trying to eat my lunch.
I think we're actually going to end this stream.
Okay.
It's 2:30 where I'm at, which you're on the East Coast too, so it's
Yep.
2:30 there too.
It is. Yep. We're on the same time.
It's starting to sound really good. Says the person who's been awake since 7 and hasn't eaten a dang thing.
Ooh.
Ugh.
I ate, but it was at like 8 o'clock this morning when I eat my breakfast.
Gosh. All right. So, recall if you want to do your closing remarks. Promote yourself. There we go. Promote yourself. If you want to promote yourself.
Okay. My name is Nichole Wolf. I write paranormal romance. I have 2 books in a series on Amazon, and I have the 3rd book up on pre-order that will be released at the end of April. All of those links are available on my website at NicholeWolf.com.
Yay! All right, Amy, if you want to do yours.
I am Amy Nobody. I don't have any social media links or a website to share because I don't use it. But I've been joining Skye on these live streams because I'm working on my first fiction book, so I'm working on it. I'm getting there, but that's all I got for now.
Well, that's the first step.
Yep.
Yeah.
Step 1, write the fiction book.
Right? Well, actually, I've kind of gone out of order because I put it up on pre-order and I'm not done writing it yet.
Yeah, do that. I know.
I'm a little backward.
The pressure!
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. No. Pass. And I am Skye. Welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before. I keep feeling like something is stabbing me, like an annoying piece of straw or something. So ignore me when I keep looking at my arm. That's why. Welcome to my channel where this happens. Life happens even when you're live. Currently, we have a live stream schedule posted below. I have my live streams on Tuesday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time and 11 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday nights for any late night writers. I feel like I have them on Thursdays too, but I can't remember.
Yes,
So
you have them on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m.
At 1 p.m. Okay, so Tuesday also at, not Tuesday, Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. There we go. Yeah, now I'm looking at the schedule.
Yeah.
It's below. And there's also links to everyone else's channels who are listed in the links below.
Yep, I will be live at 11 a.m. on Friday.
Yep, you will.
Yay. I actually it's a good thing I logged on to YouTube because I didn't realize that you needed to like go through an approval process to be able to do live streams, and I'm like, crap, I better do that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know because I haven't gone live, so I was on there and I was like, I said I should put in the schedule it. You know how you can put upcoming events on your channel. I haven't done that yet. So I was like, I should do that, and it wouldn't let me do it because I needed to go through the approval process or something first. They're like, you'll be able to do this in 24 hours or so, and I'm like, I hope so. I need to do it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, I'll be live again tomorrow night at 11 p.m. And tomorrow morning, if you want to do some morning write-ins, Dana's got her stream at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, Eastern time. So, yeah.
And, I don't know whose channel it is on tonight, but DL Tillery and Aphrodite Lee have their write-in tonight at 8 p.m.
They do. Do I have
I
that
don't
on
know
the
whose channel it is, though. I never know whose channel it's on until they pop up.
I was going to say they alternate, and I think last time it was on DL Tillery's.
Oh, was it? Okay.
However, it was on her channel because of the fact that Aphrodite was having trouble with hers. So
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be on DL Tillery's tonight as well.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong.
I
Don't
guess
quote
we'll
me.
find out when 8 p.m. rolls around and we get the notification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to do some late night writing with them, they do some write-ins too. But anyways, thank you for joining us. And until next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.